Sunday, November 11th, 2024 at 5:28 p.m. Eastern Standard. 11:11 Portal. R.I.P. Uncle Bebe. I love you. I am coming into internal and external alignment. Relationships. In terms of relationships, both platonic and or sexual, I have gotten the realizations I need. The realization that I've come to through these past relationships this year, 2024, is that I am the only one with the power to hurt myself. No one truly has the power to hurt me emotionally unless I give them that power. All along, my emotions were easily swayed by others' thoughts, decisions, and opinions when it came to me. This is no longer the case because I now know what I need, the characteristics of the people I need that will have access to me and my energy. And I know how to get these necessities in order to remain emotionally balanced and fulfilled. Another big revelation in terms of emotional stability is that sustainable emotional fulfillment can only come from me giving it to myself. I am in control of my emotional state, and I have complete trust in myself to not any longer let myself down or disappoint myself. The internal alignment was about building a relationship The internal alignment was about building a relationship with your shadow self, aka the ego, and integrating this energy. The external alignment was about implementing of the teachings of the shadow self when faced with the same karmic relationships, and really being consciously aware within these relationships of the shadows that were there before that you can clearly see now, and plug in the knowledge learned through the internal alignment to quickly see your way out of that darkness and into the light, becoming wise and experienced. All of the shadows that I could not see my way out of for decades have now been put to the test within this external alignment phase. And because of the relationship I have with peace and love, my shadow self, and the knowledge gained through his teachings, I was able to see my way out of the darkness and into the light less than 1 year. What plagued over me for decades was mastered in under a year, being back out in society because of the skills I've learned from the air elements and water elements, internal alignment. It was a bit weird because the entire time dealing with the same kinds of people, emotional heartbreak and pain, I knew better, but still was not doing better. My fire elements were not yet primed and refined, so I still did not possess the strength to make the right decision that protects my emotional body. I had to repeat the cycles and continue being in karmic situations until I got the realizations I needed to break them once and for all. Breaking cycles means identifying the crack within your foundation, realizing why it's there and how it got there in the first place, then having the ability with no resistance to lay new and solid foundation in place of it. I cannot tell you how many times I got a revelation and then planted a new foundation in place of it, just to find out that I wasn't really ready and have not gotten the full realization needed to have the strength to not renege or overturn the new solid foundation laid out. When you've broken a cycle, it means that you have the discernment to see. Excuse me. You have the discernment to see the same potential. Excuse me. When you've broken a cycle, it means that you have the discernment to see the same potential cycle starting over again. And you have the ability and strength to avoid it at all costs. And you have the boundaries set in place. So the likelihood of you falling into the same emotional trap or bondage is slim to none. Breaking cycles means you have energetically rid of that past energy and will no longer vibrate at that level. Effectively no longer attracting a match to that energy because it has left your energetic field. Through all of my teachings from the shadow self and the passing of the karmic lessons or test thereafter, I am free from scarcity of my heart ever being broken at the hands of someone outside of myself. I understand now that I choose to be around these karmics. I chose to be around these karmics. I understand that they were only reflecting back something that we both carry inside that is vibrating at the same frequency, in which is why we are attracting each other in the first place. I understand that if I am relying on someone for emotional support in any capacity, that is a karmic relationship that I am meant to be hurt and triggered by until I receive the revelations or realizations needed to close out that kind of karmic relationship, breaking the cycle and effectively no longer vibrating at that frequency, attracting alike. Because my energetic field no longer vibrates or attracts people, places, or things of the same energy vibration. This is how energy works. This is how we can manifest the world we want to live in, by breaking the karmic cycles that keeps us mentally and emotionally trapped or dependent of it producing love for us, aka dependent on love from outside of us to fill our cups. The only way to break cycles is to become consciously aware of your emotional body. You have to be honest with yourself by asking yourself, am I emotionally gullible or easily affected based off of my surroundings and based off of how others move when dealing with you? If the answer is yes, then you are relying on emotional fulfillment outside of yourself, which means your happiness is dependent on how others make their decisions. Your happiness is in their hands. The only way to break cycles is to become emotionally aware and work side by side, building a relationship with your shadow self, the devil energy, and loving, nurturing, having compassion for this energy so that it displays for you all of the karmic lessons you need to overcome, cycles to break. In order to claim your power back, have the capability of self-control, and have the understanding that taking accountability for your actions is the stairway to living heaven on earth. My happiness nor my sadness will be in the hands of someone outside of me. Thanks to this self-healing of my shadow self and acceptance of the devil in me, I was shown all of my shadows within karmic relationships. I am familiarized with the patterns and the unsettling emotions that come with them. I know exactly what boundaries to set for people and for myself. I know what I need to be emotionally fulfilled, and I have complete understanding that I am responsible for my emotional state and that I am the only person that can fill my cup up and it be sustainable. It'll be something no one or thing can take away from me because it's intangible and it's produced from me from within. Spirit told me that a healthy, non-karmic relationship consists of two people who are actively filling up their own cup, aka doing things that bring them a sense of passion, love, and emotional fulfillment on their own, on a consistent basis, without the need of getting that emotional fulfillment from one another. Each person is actively filling up their own self-love cup. However, simultaneously being able to embrace love, emotional support, and more from the other person. No one is dependent on the other for emotional support. However, they are both still able to feel that emotional support and love. This way, if or when people are no longer compatible or grow separate ways, no one is left with deep wounds, emotional heartbreak, or trauma. Instead, there's a mutual understanding that it's all love because I respect you for protecting your emotional body first and not being sacrificial. And you feel the same. There's also an underlying understanding that if one of us fails to continue doing the hard work of being consistent with filling our own cup up for emotional stability, that means that the other will be taken from unfairly and also emotionally dependent upon for emotional satisfaction, which is completely unfair and very toxic. Both within this healthy relationship have this understanding before connecting and granting access to them. I know what I need in friendships, sex partners, a committed relationship, or for business colleagues. It's more of a requirement. I love that. It's required. I will first vet each and every person who approaches me or who's requesting access to my energy in any capacity. My vetting questions that must be yes in order for me to open up to them and grant access to my energy. Spirit just said it's my power, actually. Damn. Okay. Taking all of your energy back restores power. Anytime we think of someone or something, there's now an opening of an energetic cord connecting you with it. So it's detrimentally vital to our life force energy we cultivate to be very picky and extremely cautious as to what information you take in. Information meaning everything energy, and everything carries a frequency vibration down to our thoughts. My vetting questions. Are they passionate about life or have passions? Are they emotionally available? Are they capable of being sensitive? Are they capable of being vulnerable? What personal development practices do they have in place? Do they look clean and like they have self-care routines? What are they? What are their hobbies? What do they do in their spare time? Do they have the big three down and under control? House, car, job. Or just house, transportation, job. I'll say that. Are they overall healthy with what they consume on a day-to-day basis? Who are their friends? And who have they granted access to them? Are they thriving or just living? Will they hold me accountable? Can I be myself around them? Emotionally and intuitively, do I feel at ease and a sense of belonging in their presence? Are they eager to learn more about me and spend more time with me? Are they infatuated by me? Do they inspire me? Do I inspire them? Are we compatible? How? In what way? Am I getting equal reciprocity? As I give, I receive. As they give, they receive. Are they on my level of personal development? Very important. Can I brag about this person? Or does this person help validate and mirror back to me the value of excellence I know that I am? How much room for growth does this person have? Does their personal values and personal beliefs align with mine? Do they have boundaries? Very important. If any, and I mean any of these questions are not answered the exact way that they need to be, then I will not grant access to me. I will not open up. I will not tell my personal business to them. I will not entertain, nor will I care about what they think, do, believe, etc. Why? Because I have completed my karmic cycles and lessons of my past to now have the discernment to protect my heart and energy vibration. If I allow just one of these questions to be overlooked or answered mildly, there is an opening for me to repeat another karmic cycle. Without these proper boundaries, I cannot, with good faith, trust myself to not fall into emotional pain or heartache due to me setting expectations on people outside of me instead of the only one I can control, which is myself. Boundaries, acceptance, no longer fearing the unknown, surrendering the outcome of how, who, when, and where things will happen, and creating a strong foundation that encompasses a great relationship with my shadow self, but also stay devoted to providing sustainable emotional fulfillment, which only can be produced from within, aka by following my heart and listening to my intuition, no matter what my outer world displays to me. I am internally and externally aligned, which means I walk by faith, not by sight. I have fully surrendered my inner compass and my soul's path in this incarnation. This also means that I manifest very quickly because I have no more blockages of the past holding me back from all of my desires and aspirations because I have mastered my fire element. I've controlled the fire in me and I have my magic wand. I have the power cultivated from the knowledge and wisdom of my shadow self to now point my powerful wand of intention to whatever I want to manifest. And all of my manifestations will be manifested quickly because I am receiving divine inspiration from my heart chakra, third eye chakra, and solar plexus chakra, straight from the divine, co-creating the world I want around me. It's all divinely inspired. So it's not only wanted here on earth by the spirit realm, but these manifestations are not egotistical or coming from the ego, which takes longer to manifest, hard work, and is not sustainable. I love my spiritual team. Thank you, Ascended Masters. Thank you, God. Thank you, angels. Thank you, angelic realm. Thank you, consciousnesses. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, animal kingdom. Thank you, tree spirits. Thank you, mystical creatures. Thank you, God and goddesses. Thank you to the devil. Thank you, devil. Thank you, spiritual realm. Thank you, fairies. Thank you, elementals. Thank you, tree spirits. I done said that already. Thank you, dragons. Thank you, galactical beings. And thank you to Ashanti Renee Hummins, aka Balance.